Brothers, if you only had one more mission in life, what would it be? Like, how would you conduct yourself? You only have one more mission, like one more level up, one more at bat. What would you do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you've been bunting your whole life. Like, you're at bat, you've been bunting and getting the occasional base hit every once in a while, right? And for some reason, the announcer came on the audio and said, "Hey, you know what? This is his last at bat. This is his last game. Like, after this, it's over." Would you continue trying to bunt or simply get base hits? Or would you try to put it over the fence? Is what my question is. One more at bat. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why this question came to my mind, man. I was thinking about my brother Wes, man. Wes passed away a couple of years ago now, man. And Wes would normally call me about this time of day, you know, when the sun is just now coming up, man. And whenever my phone rung and I saw Wes's name, I said to myself, man, Wes is in his backyard up under that tree. Cause that's the only time he would call me. He'd be in the back. He's, man, I'm sitting up under this tree, man. Every time he called. So anytime my phone rung, that's what I said to myself. And I'm gonna tell you about Wes. Wes could speak to his vision for hours if you let him. If you let him, he could speak to his vision for hours, man. Our entire relationship, man, our entire friendship was about him speaking to his next level up. He was always speaking to his construction company. And it was growing. Then, right before he passed, man, he was speaking to quantum leaping his entire family to the Atlanta area and did it. I mean, you be on the phone with West, man, he be talking about acres somewhere in DeKalb County, been talking about trees got to get cut down. Like, he saw the vision before he was even there and lived from that space. And one thing that Wes and I always talked about, man, was like who knows what that last mission will be. We both thought we would be men to live to see 100 years old. And he was like, man, who knows when that last mission is going to be, like that mission is going to be the last mission, man. You know, so he was always talking about make sure that next move is a solid move, is a power move. And I'm asking you, if you had one more mission left, what kind of move would you make it? And why? What kind of move would you make and why? Like, if all of a sudden you said, oh, well, if it's my last move, so I'm finna try to do something big. I'm finna come out of my comfort zone. I'm finna look at the world and see what I can achieve, see what I can conquer, and I'm going for that. And my question is, well, why aren't you doing that now? Why aren't you doing that now? Why aren't you taking your current situation, looking at your current situation and say, you know what, man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for having achieved this, obtained this, earned this. You know what I'm saying? But now let me look at the next goal. You know, like why do a lot of men, you think, and I'm asking my brothers, why do y'all think a lot of men lose that thing? Like, why do y'all think most men fall asleep? Because that's what happens. A lot of men just simply fall asleep. It's not that they're not driven. It's not that they don't have pride about life and want to achieve. It ain't that. It's just that somehow this world has just rocked them to sleep. You know? And a lot of times they don't wake up until like life is happening. When life is happening, everybody gets up. There's a sense of urgency when life happens. Economy is shaking and everything else. Like when life happens to you, everybody is up and everybody is 10 toes down for whatever needs to be done. But it's like we have to, and I'm talking to all of us, we have to learn, we have to figure out whatever it's going to take to stay in that energy. Like whatever that energy is when life happens and it's like, oh, I got to make this happen. If you can live in that space, oh, bro, it's over with. It's over with. You know, I was just talking about, maybe it was the last video, but definitely in the recipe, quick plug, recipe 2.0 coming out on the 23rd. In a few more days, take advantage of the discount, get the early bird special now. It's a little bit less, right? But I was talking about how much a difference pressure makes. Like you might say in the back of your mind, oh yeah, I can achieve this if I want to. I can do this. But you might go 5 or 10 years and you're not doing it. It ain't that you can't do it. It's that you haven't been able to hit that switch inside of you where that pressure is engaged. Like you haven't been able to remove that element of safety that your job gives you, that your relationship gives you, that any other thing gives you. A lot of things in life give us so much comfort that it just rocks us to sleep and it takes that dog out of us. I was just talking about that in a few videos ago. You got to have that dog in you where it's like, I'm always on the hunt, whether life is crashing out or not. I'm always on the hunt. And when you're always on the hunt, you're always looking for the next thing. Like how can I expand? Not out of greed or not out of competition, just out of being able to walk in the image of God. Like if God is always expanding, then why am I not supposed to always be expanding and want to see different things and learn different things and see different people and experience different cultures and drive different cars and live in different cities? Like why am I supposed to sit on my hands and watch the world go in circles, for the next 100 years? Why am I supposed to watch that? Why can't I play the game of life? It's how I look at it. And when I say that, I'm specifically speaking to the men that have fallen asleep and are doing the exact same things that they were doing 10 years ago. And I'm not talking about being at the same job, because you can be at the same job for 100 years. I'm not calling that success or unsuccessful, but I'm saying if you're viewing the world the exact same as you did 10 years ago, and the energy you're putting in the world is the exact same thing that you were doing 10 years ago, you're not living life. You're telling me you haven't seen any other problems that you want to offer a solution to? You haven't seen any other ways to do things different? Every day has been the same for the last 5, 10, 15 years? I'm going to tell you, man, they aren't the same year after year. Every single year, you should be a few degrees different than you were the previous year. There should never be a year where you're the same. And some of those years, you might have had to back up some. Because that's just part of the journey and learning. It's like, hey, I might have made a mistake back in 2017 and it set me back a year or two. But I was still traveling. I was still moving. I was still seeing something different. I was still seeing the world from a different perspective because I was moving in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking fulfillment talk now. I'm specifically talking about fulfillment talk now, because you got to understand, if you're not moving in a certain way on this planet, you won't find fulfillment. Let me pause right there. You need to understand this. Trust me. Believe me when I tell you. We can get on these internet streets and talk about the desire to obtain things as we should. But the reward is not in that. The reward is not in that, man. The reward is in the journey or / the building process of whatever you're creating or wherever you're going. That's the reward. So a lot of times, man, we want to just stack our money and purchase the reward instead of doing the work to get to the reward. It's a difference. It's a difference. Like the trinkets of the work can be purchased. They can be purchased or they can be worked for. It's a different talk. That's a different conversation, man. But y'all get what I'm saying. So all I'm saying is, like, at some point you got to make a decision to where you're going to live your life a certain way. right? You're gonna live your life in a manner where you're always moving forward. Again, not out of not being satisfied or not being grateful, but just out of a clear understanding that, hey man, this world is big. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to accomplish. There's a lot of people to help, and I may have only 100 years here. I may only have 30 something years here. I may only have 59 years here. Like, I don't know. So I gotta treat every at bat like it's my last. I gotta treat every at bat like we're down 3 points and the bases are loaded. You know? And there's one pitch left to go. I gotta act like that, man. I gotta focus in and swing for the fence every time I'm playing the game. Every time I'm playing the game. It's a different way to live, man. It's just a different way to. It's just a different way to exist. And I understand this. I understand that when you move a certain way, when you live hard, when you look at that next version of yourself, and it's probably 2 or 3 versions of what most people would consider. Like you're jumping 2 or 3 levels at a time. When you live like that, man, I don't know. I'm just saying, I understand. I'll say this. I'll go ahead and say it. I understand that when you live like that, like, I understand why a lot of men don't move in that manner. And a lot of men understand why other men are scared to move in hard. It's because there's a lot at risk when you move like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people like people I know a lot of brothers in the power circle, brothers I just know from over time. They live risky lives. Live risky lives, man. Where it's like, okay, you know what? I've saved all this money during the summer of 2012. Let me save this money and let me pour it into myself. Let me double down on myself. I think I can do this. Like, it's risky, man. I've opened businesses before, some years ago back home, where I took every penny I had and said, you know what? I can do this. Boom, let me learn this, and pour all my money into building this thing. And took a hit. Bow. Recovered. Boom. Got a few months later. Boom. Got back on my feet. Did it again and won. It's like either that switch is on inside of a man or it's not. Is what I'm deciding. Like, it's what I'm understanding. I don't know anybody that has that thing inside of them that makes them want to explore life differently. And they have the option of cutting it off and cutting it on. It's either on or it's off, I think. But just ask yourself that question. Ask yourself, if I had one more at bat, what would I do? Like, what would I try to accomplish? What world would I build for myself? If I had one more chance to create any kind of reality, any kind of world, live any kind of place, experience any kind of thing, have this kind of relationship, get in this level of physical fitness, get this amount of money, whatever it is. If you could go any route that's possible and you had one more at bat, what route would you take, brothers?